Snow 2023, Game of Thrones, Jon Snow sequel. To be fair, the Game of Thrones finale did leave us hanging with what happened with the rightful king of the Iron Throne, Jon Snow. But now that we think about it, it might just be intentional. Stay tuned till the end of this video to know all the deets about the new sequel, Snow. A bastard or not, a momentous recap of Jon Snow's life. From the start till the end of Game of Thrones, Jon Snow was the beating heart of the show. But before we get around to the finale, where his character was dealt with harrowing injustice, let's jog your memory about what happened before. And it was a lot. Pretty casual considering it's Game of Thrones. Anyways, where do we start? Season 1 introduced Jon Snow to us as a Stark child, or as the correct terminology would be, a Ned Stark bastard. Well, he's come a long way from that, more like crossed 7 hells over. In the entire Season 1, we witnessed Jon join the Night Watch as the protector of the realm and the men with his white dire wolf pup, Ghost. How could we forget Ghost? When all the Stark children got their wolf pups, Jon counted himself out, but he later found an adorable runt who had fallen to the side and named him Ghost. A fan moment. As soon as Jon joins the Night Watch, we all see him trying hard to make his place among the Watchmen, considering it comes from one of the 7 royal families, but the writers make sure we acknowledge that he is the best fighter among all the Watchmen. After all, he had privileges, or maybe the blood of Targaryens, the keeper of dragons. He befriends Samwell Tarly, a super smart sad sack, who we find out is very useful in delivering life-altering news. Remember, he was the one who told Jon about his Targaryen roots? If not, we will get to that too. Most importantly, Season 1 displayed Jon getting familiar with the commander of the Night Watch and what lies behind the wall, the icy blue-eyed monsters, the White Walkers. Crucial to fighting these monsters, Jon gets bestowed with the Long Claw, a super long sword made from Valyrian steel. You know nothing, Jon Snow. Apparently, Ygritte was right. He did know nothing, even till the end. Season 2 led Jon Snow beyond the wall, and that's where he stayed the entire season. Samwell Tarly meets Craster's daughter, Gilly, who is pregnant and tries to help her. On finding that Craster offers his sons to the White Walkers, Jon Snow is knocked by the wildling. In an effort to kill Mance Rayder, King Beyond the Wall, Jon ranges north with Qhorin Halfhand. In order to successfully go undercover and join the wildling army, Jon spares the life of Ygritte the wildling, attempts to take her hostage, rebuffs her efforts at seduction, and murders Qhorin at his request. The scariest part of all, at the end, we see an army of White Walkers coming face to face with the first of the First Men, and we leave with Jon beyond the wall. Where do your loyalties lie? As we move to Season 3, Jon eventually joins the Wildling Raiders after meeting with King Beyond the Wall, Mance Rayder, in accordance with his agreement to temporarily play the double agent guy. Jon moves south with the Wildlings to storm the wall after persuading Mance that he wasn't merely playing both sides with his battle for the side of the living speech. His fans would agree that was one of the best speeches of the entire show. Anyways, the group heads south, barely surviving the climb up the wall. However, this happy group's romance is short-lived because Orell and Tormund instruct Jon to kill a defenseless elderly man at the Gift in order to show his allegiance. As we know, Jon Snow is a good lad. He declines, triggering a huge battle where Ygritte, who was furious he didn't take her with him as he rode off to Castle Black, shoots a load of arrows into his leg. We mean she could have just killed him, but love truly makes us lose our mind, doesn't it? Jon Snow meets his destiny, at least for a while. With Jon returning to Castle Black in Season 4, we see the Night Watch prepare for the battle against the Wildlings. As the Wildlings transform Craster's Keep, never the jolliest place, into a den of complete evil that is also a hindrance, there is internal conflict among the Night's Watch. The fans watch as Jon worries that the Wildling army, which is advancing toward Castle Black, will press the traitors for information. He is sent to handle the situation by Alliser Thorne and Janos Slynt, who secretly hope that the bastard, who is becoming the most well-liked person in Castle Black, will be killed. Too soon for that. Ha! However, it is not how things turn out as Jon and his companions assault, demolish, and completely destroy Craster's Keep. During the battle, Jon shows great leadership and tactical skills, gaining new respect from his fellows. However, Ygritte is shot through the heart with an arrow and dies in Jon's arms. He still knows nothing, but it was a heartfelt moment. We all cried a little. The next morning, Jon realizes that the Night's Watch can't sustain another attack and comes up with a plan. He will venture into the enemy camp and assassinate Mance Rayder. Jon's survival enables him to turn the tide. Jon becomes the de facto head of the Night's Watch as a result of the victory over the Wildlings, which is further cemented when Stannis launches an attack with his brand new army, the 998th Lord Commander. In Season 5, fans see their beloved Jon Snow take the lead. As the story progresses, we see Jon realize that he needs to team up with the Wildlings and Stannis in order to take back Winterfell. We witness Snow slay off White Walkers as he returns beyond the wall to convince the Wildlings to pair up with them. As he sends off Stannis to get back the fallen Winterfell, Jon returns with whoever survived the attack of the icy White Walkers, but little did he know that he had enemies within. Ambushed in the middle of the night, Jon sees his brothers betray him. After stabbing him repeatedly and leaving him for dead, Season 5 concludes with a lot of unanswered questions. You remember how you felt when Jon Snow was stabbed? We were left with a cliffhanger? Let us know down in the comments. The boy who lived. After the short-lived shock of Jon's death, the fans realized fairly quickly that he was far too an important character to kill. As it turns out, they were right. We witnessed Jon rise back from the dead, hang his murderers, and quit the Night Watch. The writers here thought the only way to free Jon from this treacherous duty is to kill him. Pretty funny, no? Okay, it's just us. All in all, we see Jon and Sansa team up to take back the North, but as the former commander of the Watch, Jon has other plans than being the king in the North. This is where we see the chemistry between Daenerys and his defense. He did not know she was his aunt, and Jon rises as she wants North to pledge allegiance to her. After some steamy scenes and a near-death experience, he finally does bend the knee. But as the fans know, that might not have been the best decision, because every time a new Targaryen is born, the gods toss the coin in the air and the world holds its breath to see how it will land. And this one did not land well. The legitimate heir. Season 7 is the season where Jon Snow finally knows something, or maybe one of the most important things in the entire show. The viewers become aware of the fact that Jon Snow was not Ned Stark's bastard son, but actually he was a legitimate child of Rhaegar Targaryen and Lyanna Stark, and the legitimate heir of the Iron Throne. All the theories were proven right when Season 7 premiered, and the fans rejoiced. But how did he find out? Remember when we talked about Sam and his deliverance of life-altering news? That's how Jon finds out. While Jon was paying respects to his not-so-anymore dad, he heard the sound of a bumbling man who could only be Samwell Tarly. Turns out he was there to deliver the news to Jon that he's not who he thinks he is. Why was Sam chosen to relay this information? Because Sam was informed by three-eyed Raven Bran, who had taken to sitting in the center of Winterfell town square like a loon, that he was the one Jon trusts the most. Bran was persuaded by Sam that it would be better if the news came through him, because he was Jon's brother. Bran isn't his brother, of course. That much is obvious. But Bran is the king of 7 kingdoms, a secret that he knew since the start, but never revealed. Where did we leave off the rightful heir of the Iron Throne in Game of Thrones finale? Although Jon Snow is the legitimate heir to the 7 kingdoms, he was not immediately given the throne after killing his queen, lover, aunt, Daenerys. However, poor Jon was actually condemned to death by being thrown to the wall, which is justifiable given he killed a queen after all. However, it also sounds quite severe given that he overthrows a despotic leader who had recently slaughtered millions of people. Anyway, now that the wildlings are their allies and the White Walkers are gone, it's not really apparent what the purpose of the wall is. However, at the conclusion of the series, we see Jon Snow return to the wall and locate Tormund, Ghost, and the remaining wildlings. Jon was most likely leaving to live with the wildlings north of the wall when we last saw him. That's what the fans speculate Snow, the prequel, will follow through. What is Snow 2023 going to be about? Well, turns out all we know about the sequel is that it will be a live-action spin-off series based on the fan-favorite figure Jon Snow. Given that Game of Thrones followed Jon Snow's development from a minor character to one of the most important figures in Westeros, the show will likely continue to follow Jon's exploits when he departs his home country for life outside the wall. Only Kit Harington has been officially linked to the idea, which means that should the show be taken up for production, he would return to the role of Jon Snow. Given that the majority of the Game of Thrones cast members are continuing their careers, we might not see any additional well-known faces. But you can never discount the potential for unexpected appearances in the Thrones world. Given that Jon Snow is now residing among the wildlings, it's possible that a flashback to his deceased love interest Ygritte may occur, especially given that Harrington's real-life wife, Rose Leslie, portrays her. Given that Tormund Giantsbane, played by Norwegian actor Kristoffer Hivju, was seen riding beside Jon in the Game of Thrones finale, it would seem logical to think that Hivju would make an appearance. Emilia Clarke, a former co-star of Kit Harington, concurred with Martin's claim that Harington pitched the idea to HBO. As far as she can tell, Kit was involved from the beginning, according to Clarke, who spoke to the BBC. So, ideally, if that occurs, what you will be witnessing would have Kit Harington's seal of approval. How exciting. So what do you think of the storyline of Snow? Will it be worth watching like The House of Dragons? Let us know in the comments below, and thank you for sticking with us till the end. Valar Dohaeris.